the bitter end of Birds 365 with your Mac and Mac guys. Jeff Kerr asked you, first of all, you didn't know you were not out at the combine, but he asked you to read between the lines and the way Nick Sirianni spoke, if there was more to it than that. I'm going to ask you to do the same, Johnny Mac. And I don't even know that you can answer this question, but I'm going to cross my fingers and hope you can. The way that Jason Kelce performed on Saturday Night Live on Saturday night, did you read into that? Oh, he's still balling. He's coming back. He's still got it in him. He wants another shot at the Super Bowl that eluded his and his teammates' grasp. Or did he look like a guy who's ready to say, yeah, I got 3 girls and a wife, and I got to start.
I know, man. Such a tough decision, tough prediction. Never mind, tough decision for Jason Kelce. I mean, early this season, Lane kind of let the cat out of the bag, I think by mistake. He was planning on this being his last season. But as it went on, he was having so much fun. I was pretty confident he was coming back. And he said Nick's philosophy that we talked about so much about, no
Downtime.
practicing and really helped him. He said if it were still Doug, he'd be retired. I mean, he can do it. So it's still, a physical grind for him. But boy, I think he had too much fun. And boy, 4 girls at home, that's a lot. I think he wants to keep going. So if I'm forced to make it, I think he's coming back. Better
to hit the cafeteria food at the NovaCare complex. Yeah. He speaks very highly of the grub that he gets.
Yes, he does.
And, oh, by the way, the reason why I brought it up, because we can bring it up at any time. We have been doing it all year long. And it seems, if he's going to do right by the Eagles, and I don't know that Isaac Seumalo is one of the driving forces in free agency.
He does love Isaac, by the way. Jason does. Loves him. Loves Isaac.
Right. But does he love Isaac more or love the Eagles more?
It's a good question. Yeah, he's got to make the decision that's best for him. I mean, it's difficult, but yeah, I mean, I don't think keeping Isaac here, but it's ironic. If he stays, I've said this, if he plays, Isaac's gone. If he
more likely Isaac's gone, right?
I think Isaac's back. So I do think he's going to make the decision before free agency. I do think that. Howie said he's going to give him as much time as possible. And that could go into the summer.
Johnny Mac, that clock is ticking.
Hey,
Sunday is illegal tampering day in the National Football League.
We still got days, and I think it's going to happen. I'm on every day. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. But I think he's going to give the Eagles an answer.
Okay.
Because they have to plan for life without him. I think he's going to give them that sort of deference. I think he's going to do that.
As do I, because Kelce's too classy a guy. He's not going to hold the Eagles over a barrel. But yeah, now that we've actually clicked off the Super Bowl and the Combine, and we look up and legalized tampering next week. So Jason Kelce, do what you got to do this week. Meet with the people you got to meet with. Make the decision. Got to say, just don't go on a darkness retreat like Aaron Rodgers.
That's going to be your quarterback, Jody. Green Bay is done with him. They are done with the nonsense. I think he's going to be the Jets' starting quarterback. And by the way, that's good for the Jets because they're going to be a playoff team.
Yeah, but it's not.
Well, short term. Short
term, that's fine. Nice if they make the playoffs and not winning a Super Bowl. And we talked so much about connection doing Birds 365 here and how much Nick Sirianni has put that into the Eagles culture and made it work for him. Aaron Rodgers connects with the darkness. He's so friggin' aloof and so out of it. That's just not going to work. He's maybe the most talented quarterback in the history of the game, but now he's old. Now he's not as good as he was, and he's more aloof than he's ever been. Thank you. No, I agree. It's not Zach Pascal. Mike White. I want Mike White back. Bring back Mike White for Jet Green.
Joe Douglas is GMing for his job. Robert Sell is coaching for his job. Unfortunately, that's too much of the NFL. They have these 1-year windows, and if they make the playoffs, they're going to keep their jobs. If they don't, they could lose their jobs. And that leads you to make rash decisions for the short term rather than the long term. But I agree with you. Long term, it doesn't help. Short term, it helps a lot.
Yeah,
It'll help a lot.
I would have preferred Derek Carr in New York, but that's just me. But he will be playing for the Saints next year. Remember, there's a tie here. Howie Roseman in the deal that got him the number 10 pick also got a future second in 2024. So we'll see how Derek fits down in the Bayou. All right, J-Mac, good show today. I'm ready to go 22 hours from now. Are you?
Let's do it. We're getting closer, Jody. Let's legally tamper.
We'll do some tampering right here on Birds 365 tomorrow in 2 and 2.